FBI made long overdue arrest before big midterms, Dems desperate to hide it. Agents from the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force have arrested an individual accused of planning a terrorist attack on a major holiday in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Known as Demetrius Nathaniel Pitts, or more recently known as Abdurrahim Rafiq after a conversion to Islam, was arrested early Sunday morning after meeting with an undercover officer in his attempts to conduct reconnaissance in downtown Cleveland in recent days. He planned to launch a surprise July 4th attack during the Independence Day parade. FBI investigators began looking into and actively monitoring Pitts in 2017 while he was a resident of southern Ohio. Pitts billed himself as an Al-Qaeda supporter and posted a multitude of disturbing posts, including several videos on social media promoting violence and encouraging acts of terrorism. He repeatedly stated he wanted to be part of the foreign terrorist organization and professed violent intentions against American armed forces members during the time he resided in the Cincinnati area, along with his desire to recruit others to kill as many Americans as possible, especially military personnel and their families, as well as federal and local law enforcement agents. According to FBI agent Stephen Anthony, Pitts has been charged in a federal complaint with attempted material support of a foreign terrorist organization. He is scheduled to appear in front of a U.S. magistrate on Monday at 2 p.m. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. Anthony also states Pitts wished to provide the children of military families with explosive, remote-controlled toy cars in hopes of harming their parent, quoting Pitts as saying, "I did tell myself that their holiday is coming up, the 4th of July, Independence Day. What would hit them in the core? Blow up. Have a bomb blow up at the 4th of July parade." His Facebook posts, quite frankly, were disturbing, Anthony told reporters during a press conference. They included verbiage that had words to the effect, "We, as Muslims, need to start training like this every day. We to know how to shoot guns, throw hand grenades, hand-to-hand combat." When Pitts moved to the Cleveland area in May, the FBI, working in conjunction with local authorities, continued to investigate Pitts' professed desire for violence as he expressed it on social media and his capacity and intent to carry them out. Reports indicate that as soon as Pitts arrived in Cleveland, he began surveillance of sites in the area for a possible terror attack. Among the surveilled landmarks Pitts considered for his attack were U.S. Coast Guard Station in Voinovich Park downtown. According to reports just last week, Pitts was walking around downtown Cleveland conducting reconnaissance on what he thought was a large-scale attack. He planned to use a van packed with explosives and taking places like St. John's Cathedral off the map. Just last week, this individual was walking around downtown Cleveland, taking reconnaissance for what he thought was a large-scale attack on the 4th of July, said Justin Herdman, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Ohio. Pitts met with the undercover agent on Sunday, where he also discussed a separate attack in Philadelphia in the future. Pitts is originally a resident of Philadelphia prior to his move to Ohio. He was then arrested and charged with attempted material support of a foreign terrorist organization, according to Cleveland's FBI office. In a conversation with an undercover agent, Pitts expressed his hatred for the American military and his desire to chop off heads and hands. In the most recent conversation, Pitts told an undercover agent of his desire to participate in a terrorist attack on July 4th in Cleveland, Ohio. The undercover agent reported Pitts as saying he did not care about injuries and had no regrets. Pitts is a citizen of the United States with a lengthy criminal background, including charges of felonious assault, domestic violence, and aggravated robbery. There is no indication that Pitts had any sort of history of using explosives at this time. The 48-year-old is said to have become radicalized at home and eventually. Cleveland Mayor Frank G. Jackson made a statement regarding the efforts to prevent a July 4th attack, stating, "I want to thank the FBI and all the members of the Joint Terrorism Task Force, men and women whose primary goal is to make Northeast Ohio safe. These law enforcement partners continue to secure us against those who seek to disrupt our way of life through violence and the threat of terrorist acts." U.S. Senator Rob Portman, OR, also issued a statement regarding Pitts' arrest and thwarted terror plot, This blot underscores the threat we continue to face from homegrown terrorism. I applaud the FBI and its law enforcement partners for their hard work to stop this threat and ensure that everyone can have a safe and secure 4th. Local news affiliate Kika reports that authorities have released a timeline of events that resulted in Pitt's arrest as detailed in a 33-page affidavit. June 22, Pitt met with an undercover agent in Walton Hills where they discussed launching an attack for Al-Qaeda during July 4 in Cleveland. After learning the fireworks would be launched from Voinovich Park, Pitt said, "Oh, there you go. Oh yeah." The meeting concluded with Pitt telling the agent he would travel to downtown Cleveland soon to take photos and video as part of surveillance efforts of Voinovich Park and the U.S. Coast Guard station. June 26, Pitt notified the undercover agent that he completed a reconnaissance of the designated spots in downtown Cleveland and that he desired to destroy the government. Pitt indicated it was his job to go look at the base of the ground and that it was up to other brothers to complete other parts of the job. June 27, Pitt traveled to downtown Cleveland with the undercover agent to discuss the bombing. "I'm gonna be somewhere 'cause I wanna see it go off," Pitt said. Investigators find 4 videos on his phone that show him walking down E. 9th Street in Cleveland, pointing out several potential targets like the Federal Building, Coast Guard Station and St. John's Cathedral. June 28, a forensic examination of Pitt's phone revealed 2 allegiance videos to Al-Qaeda. "Only can we proceed to do what we need for the pleasure of Allah as we fight as one. We must kill disbelievers, destroy, annihilate them." Other reconnaissance photos recovered from Pitt include the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Cleveland Harbor. It's also on this day he discussed purchasing a vehicle with the purpose of packing it with a bomb. June 30, Pitt now discussed the possibility of traveling to San Francisco to conduct additional targeting and reconnaissance on behalf of Al-Qaeda. July 1, Pitt met with the agent in Garfield Heights to discuss his plan to attack Philadelphia in the future. He stated that a truck bomb packed with explosives, like the one used in Oklahoma City, would be the best way to cause maximum damage. Meanwhile, Pitt suggested to the agent they give remote control cars filled with explosives to the children of military personnel to play with at the July 4th parade. His idea was so children could take the cars home and unwittingly blow up their own houses. It's also this day that Pitt is taken into custody.